not slept in 20 days. I should look an awful sight, but it doesn't bother me at all, 'cause I always sleep at night. Howdy! This is your old trail partner, Quick Draw McGraw! The fastest draw in all the West, and don't you forget it. And this here is my faithful and loyal sidekick, Looey. Say hello to all our friends out there, faithful and loyal sidekick.
Hello to all our friends out there, faithful and loyal sidekick.
All right now, all you little old fuzzy-headed buckaroos, let's hitch ourselves up here real close-like together, 'cause I got some stories to tell special for just you and you.
I sure do like stories, Quick Draw. What is the first one?
The first one is called In the Picnic of Time, and it's about two old saddle pals of ours, Auggie Doggie and Daddy Doggie.
Oh, sure. See, everybody knows them.
Well, sir, it started out to be a beautiful, warm summer day when Daddy Doggie and Auggie Doggie set out. The birds were a-singing, and the bees were a-humming.
What then? What happened, Quick Draw?
And old Daddy and his boy Doggie were really enjoying it.
There's nothing like a picnic to make for warmer relations between a boy and his dad. Right, Auggie?
Yes, Dad.
More dads should try picnic father and son togetherness. Auggie! Auggie, what's the matter? Did you eat too much?
No, Father of mine. I'm talking to this ant.
Well, sure enough, Auggie had his nose down to the ground just a-talking to this little old itsy-bitsy ant.
Say, that's pretty good. Is not everybody can talk with ants.
Course, it isn't everybody what wants to talk with ants, but Auggie Doggie did. Listen to the story now.
I don't know where kids pick up this stuff nowadays. Hey, what goes on here? A piece of cake heading for the hills.
Say, that poor daddy is seeing things, no?
No, it were true. That itsy-bitsy ant was just a-shagging along, toting a big piece of cake on his back.
I'll take that, and you can have this. If there's anything I can't stand, it's a dishonest ant.
Stop, dear Father of mine. My little friend is innocent. I gave him the cake.
Will you stop this ant business, Auggie, and step aside while I clobber him again?
No, dear Dad. He wants to say something.
Say, that little old ant must have been plenty mad, yes?
Yep, listen.
Dad, I think we better pack up and go home.
But why, son? It ain't raining.
Rain, it ain't. But raining ants, it's gonna be, Dad of mine.
What kind of double talk is that, my son, my son?
The ants just declared war on you, Daddy dear.
What an imagination that boy has.
Oh, please heed my warning, Father dear, and listen.
I'm listening, favorite son of mine. I'm listening.
And off to sleep old Daddy Doggie went.
Then what did the little ant do?
He called the ant general over and they started powwowing.
What did that mean, Quick Straw?
It meant war, Bubba boy. Them little old ants all lined up and the trumpet sounded.
Charge! What's that racket apple of my eye, son of mine?
It's the war, one father in a million, just like I warned you. For your sake, Father dear, let's go home.
For the last time, I refuse. I ain't budging for no ants. Hey, what goes on? How's about that?
What did they do to him, Quickstraw?
Why, they just plumb picked up old Daddy and threw him in the lake. Needs I go on?
Shall we go home now, dear old Dad?
No, sir, Auggie. And I reiterate, no.
Well, them little old ants came charging right straight back to the picnic lunch
Hi, fellas.
and carried off the whole dad-blamed thing.
There goes our picnic, Dad.
Oh, no, it don't, son. Come back here with our picnic.
But when Daddy tore out after him, one little old ant hid behind a tree and stuck out a itsy-bitsy foot and tripped him.
Tripped me, huh? If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a laughing ant.
Big Daddy, why don't you surrender?
Offspring of mine, your daddy has just begun to fight.
He better give up, that's for sure.
Well, the next thing you know, them ants was a-crawling straight up a tree with old Dad's picnic watermelon.
Halt! Retain that watermelon, you insects!
Them little ants carrying a great big watermelon?
Yep, Bubba, straight up that tree and right out on a limb what was hanging over Daddy-O's head.
If I wasn't so mad, I could almost admire them little ants climbing a tree with a big watermelon.
Well, sir, meantimes, he spies one lone little ant a-scooting past him carrying a great big apple.
Oh, here comes an apple-eating ant.
He's up to something, I think.
You think right, Bubba boy. Old Dad grabbed that apple off of that ant's back and held it way up high, right over the poor little innocent insect. And then...
Oh, no.
Like they say, an apple a day keeps the ants away. That's one down and only 1,000,000 to go. Oh, I forgot about the watermelon.
And there was watermelon all over the place, especially all over the head of old Doggie Daddy.
Dad, don't you think...
Yeah, son, yeah, I surrender. Tell them ants to call off the war.
Okay, dear Dad, who knows when he's beat?
Then little old Auggie Doggie went prancing over to the head ant, who come prancing out to meet him, waving a white flag. In fact, both of them were waving white flags. And they started talking. Ant talk, that is.
What's he saying there, Auggie?
He says he accepts your apology. Just don't let it happen again.
Now, how do you like that? Oh, well, after all, how many daddies can say, that's my boy who talks to ants?
Say, Quickstraw, I like that story.
I'm glad you do, Baba Looey.
You got any more funny stories like that?
I sure have, and it's a hum-dum-dilly-dinger coming up, Baba. It's a mystery story about two detective friends of mine.
Say, I sure do like detective stories, Quickstraw.
Well, then, simmer down there. And all you little old buckaroos out there, too, for ding-dong sakes. Don't wiggle so much now, and rest your little old heads on a pillar or two, and be real quiet now, 'cause here we go with the case of If the Shoe Fits, Wear It, starring that there great detective, Snooper, and his assistant, Blabbermouse.
Oh, boy, I like this story. What's it about?
Wait and see, doggone it.
Okay, Quickstraw.
Well, one day, Snooper and Blabbermouse were vacationing in Upper Credonia, sort of enjoying some rest and some fishing, when suddenly they got a hurried call from the palace.
Here's a sudden hurried call from the palace.
Who's it from, Snoop?
It's from Prince Aberfeller, and he wants an immediate audience with us.
He wants an audience? I wonder if he sings or dances.
He prances. Let's go.
Well, when Snoop and Blabber arrived at the palace, they got right down to business. Deteckatin', you know.
Well, what seems to be your palatial predicament, Prince?
I want you to find the girl whose foot fits this glass slipper. She lost it at the royal dance last night. Find her, and I will give you 1,000,000 credolians.
This case sounds strangely familiar, Blab. It brings to me mind the old Cinderella caper.
Will you find her for me?
Give me that glass brogan, Prince, and her tiny footsie is practically waltzing in it.
What you doing with the phone book, Snoop?
I got a hunch, Blab. Let's see. Fly swatters, fillet mignons, freeway builders. Here it is. Fairy godmothers. Wanda Wand Waver, 462 which way?
And them two bold and fearless detectives were off, heading for the nearest magic shop, and third degree in the lady what owned it.
Yeah, I remember her. She ordered the whole works. White mice, pumpkin, glass slippers, you know, the whole works.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to know I run a respectable place here. I want you to know that.
Yes, ma'am.
I use an honest wand in my work. I want you to know that.
Ma'am, yes.
I don't want any trouble with the police.
Who does? By the way, could you tell us where she lives?
With an ugly sister down at the waterfront.
Thanks. I'll just mark this wand Exhibit A and return it later. Hold on to Exhibit A, Blab.
Right, Snoop.
Oh, by the way, I needn't precaution you about leaving town.
I'm staying right here. I hate to travel. Ask anybody. She hates to travel, they'll tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, once outside, little old Blabber, who was carrying the wand, remember?
I remember, Squeakstraw.
Well, little old Blabber started looking at that wand and getting real curious-like.
Oh, that's bad.
Say, Snoop, I wonder how this wand works.
You tap somebody on the noggin and presto.
You mean like this? Yikes! Gosh, Snoop, I changed you into a little white mouse.
And sure enough, he did. There was Snooper, no bigger than a pea in a pod, and mighty peeved about it, too.
Well, change me back to myself again and be quick about it. Tap me with the wand.
So Blab tapped him with the wand again, and...
Did he snaps back to his regular size, Squeakstraw?
Yep, big as life and twice as sassy.
Be careful with that thing, Blab. Now, you wait for me at the dock whilst I calls on the ugly sister.
Okay, Snoop.
I'll give this something-for-nothing sales pitch and case the joint.
Was the ugly sister at home, Squeakstraw?
Sure, she was home. She was always home. She was a mighty homely girl, remember. Oh, she was an ugly one for sure. But that didn't stop Snoop.
Yeah?
My company is giving away a free pair of shoes if your foot fits this one.
Look, it fits.
I'm sorry, madam. I'm only giving away 2 shoes. You need 10.
Oh, darn, me and my big feet.
By the way, is there anyone else in the house?
Only my younger sister, whom we keep locked up in the tower because I'm jealous of her great beauty.
Do you mind if she takes a whack at this glass slipper?
Of course not. Help yourself.
Man, she's so ugly she'll never grow old. She'll just ugg away.
Didn't he go to find the beautiful sister?
Why, he sure did. But when he got up to the tower door...
What was it? A fire-eating dragons?
No, a cat-eating dog. So he lost no time in getting out of there. And the first thing Blab asked was...
How did you make out, Snoop?
They got a terrible, vivacious dog guarding her.
Well, how are you going to give her the slipper?
As the French say, viola. I got it. Hit me with the wand, Blab.
If you say so, Snoop.
I gets it. The wand makes him a shorty again, see?
See, he had a plan.
Now, who's going to notice a itty-bitty white mouse?
Now, here was his plan. He and Blab tied a long, long string to a great big rock on the dock.
Remember, Blab, when I give you the signal, you push the rock into the river.
And then Snoop headed back to that ugly sister's house, unwinding that long, long string as he went, and he climbed through the keyhole.
Now, to get rid of that vivacious dog, I slips the string to the keyhole, and I slips the little body under the door. Now I pulls the string into the room, around this chair, through the stove, once around the vase, up the stairs, and last but not least, around the tail of this beast.
I gets it, Quickstraw. He tied the string to the dog, see?
Yup. That he did. And then he gave the signal, calling out to Blab, who was still on the dock with the string around that big rock.
Okay, Blab, drop the rock.
Right, Snoop?
Then what happened, amigo?
Well, sir, you never did see the like. That dog was snapped clean downstairs, around the banister like a top, around the vase, through that stove faster than a scalded cat, around a chair leg like a flipped window shade, and smack dab plumb through the keyhole. And then, streaking like a sizzling missile for the dock and into the drink.
Oh, that was some trick, amigo. But what about the beautiful sister? Did Snooper find her?
Oh, shucks, sure. Snooper is the world's greatest detective.
Slip your delicate little tootsie into this glass slipper, miss. If it fits, fame and fortune await you.
Oh, it's lovely.
A perfect fit, and the case is closed. Except for a little matter of a million credolians.
Meanwhile, little old Blabber was waiting for his pal down at the dock.
I wonder what's keeping Snoop. Uh-oh.
You don't mean the dog got out of the water?
Yep, he sure did. And he was headed right for Blabber, itching for a fight.
Here, Doggie, face the stick. Face the stick.
What stick, Quickstraw?
The wand, Baba Boy, the wand. It was the only thing handy, and that dog wanted to bite something.
Go get it, boy.
Well, sir, Blab threw that wand, and the dog took out after it. And where do you think that wand landed?
I give up, Quickstraw. Where did it land? On a bus?
In the middle of the back end of a garbage truck what was passing by, with the dog just a-galloping along behind, following it.
But what about Snoop, amigo? How's he going to get back to his normal size?
A good question, Baba Looey. 'Cause a second later, along he come a-trotting, just a itsy-bitsy white mouse looking for that magical wand.
All right, Blab, hit me with the wand, so's I can be me big handsome self again.
Gosh, Snoop, I lost it.
Lost it? Are you kidding, Blab?
Golly, what happened after that?
What could happen? Snooper was still a little white mouse riding in a itsy-bitsy pumpkin.
Did you find that wand yet, Blab?
Not yet, Snoop.
Well, hurry it up, pal. How much cheese do you think I can eat?
I wonder if he ever got changed back from a little white mouse.
Sure he did, but that's another story.
You know something, Quickstraw? You are one fine storyteller. But you know something else?
No, what?
You didn't tell a story about us yet.
Funny you should say that, Baba Boy, 'cause I was just now coming to it. After all, we gotta tell a story about us. I'm the star, you know.
That's for sure. Which blood-chilling adventure you going to tell about us, Quickstraw?
My favorite, the story of El Kabong. Course, I play the part of that great adventuresome-like hero, El Kabong. With a mask, of course.
How else?
I'll start at the beginning.
See, that is the best place to start, I think.
It's called El Kabong Strikes Again. In the town of El Pueblo, so the story is told.
So far, so good.
The people were bilked by a villain bold,
the money.
Then a champion arrived to right the wrong. He was known far and wide as El Kabong. That's me, of course. Howdy! And right about here, I come swinging in on a rope.
Like a big dumb dope.
No! See, what I had in mind was to clobber that villain with my trusty kabonger. Except, I bumped into a table. Ooh, that's smarts. Guess I zugged when I should have zigged.
It's El Kabong.
You were expecting maybe Huckleberry Hound? And before he could answer, I bonged him a good one with my kabonger. Kabong!
What's a kabonger?
My guitar, what else? The story goes on. For a while the people prospered as they worked in the mine. In Pueblo the sun never failed to shine. Then fickle fate inflicted a fiendish fiasco in the form of the tyrant, the terrible Tabasco.
Was his last name Sauce?
Who told you? But listen now, we're getting into the meaty part. He was so mean and he was so cruel, he threatened the beautiful Senorita O'Toole.
Senorita O'Toole? Was that her name?
Search me. It rhymes with cruel, that's all I know. Listen to the story.
Oh, you brute, you monster, you thing, in that order.
She is mad about me, but no difference. If tomorrow you do not have 10,000 pestados, you will have to marry me.
Oh, you villain, haven't you done enough harm to this town?
No, there must be something else I can steal.
Oh, if El Kabong was here.
El Kabong? If he was here, I would slice him to itty-bitty pieces.
I think I'll scream for help. Help! Help! El Kabong!
She screams pretty good. Did El Kabong hear her?
Strange! You should ask that. 'Cause just about then, that there bold El Kabong, meaning me, was riding along not too far away and singing his favorite song as he rode. Oh, I have not slept in 20 days. I should look an awful sight, but it doesn't bother me at all, 'cause I always sleep at night.
Help! Help! El Kabong!
I don't blame her for screaming. It's pretty bad singing.
Quiet! Don't interrupt the story. 'Cause right then and there, El Kabong suspected something was wrong at the crossroads. Sounds like a senorita in dire distress. El Kabong strikes again. Notice how neatly that works into the title? Well, sir, that El Kabong didn't hesitate for a minute. He turned to his sidekick. That's you, remember?
Oh, sure.
And says, "Pardon me, Baba, while I change into my dashing El Kabong outfit." Ta-da! Ain't I handsome?
With a mask, you are very handsome, see?
Help! Help!
Hold on there! El Kabong strikes again. And like usual, I come swinging in on a rope. It's the dashing way, you know. Hollay!
It's him!
I repeat, hollay! I bumped into the fence post, ma'am. I sort of swung when I should have swang.
I knew you would come, El Kabong.
What kept you, you big show-off?
I had to tune my kabonger.
Kabunga? What's a kabunga?
I said this, and so saying, I reared back and let 'em have it over the noggin with my guitar. Kabong!
Why, you're dangerous.
Quick straw, El Tabasco is making his getaway.
Oh, Manuel, before he kabongs me again with the kabonga.
I was after him again, like a streak of lightning.
Oh, no!
Now to swing aboard his coach on my trusty rope. Hooray! Ding dang, darn it! I bumped into the stagecoach this time.
Then what happened, Quickstraw?
I started fighting a duel with El Tabasco on top of the stagecoach. Take this, and that, and this, and that. For a minute, I saw so many swords, I thought I was dueling an octopus. Then suddenly, he attacked me from the rear.
Yow!
Ooh, that smarts.
You mean he dueled you right off the coach, El Kabong? And you fell in the cactus?
Yeah, and them cactus needles didn't feel much better than that sword. But the senorita was still in trouble.
Oh, El Kabong, I must have 10,000 pestados by sundown, or I will have to be the beautiful bride of the terrible Tabasco.
So I said, all I have is $1.35. Where am I going to get 10,000 pestardos? Suddenly, I saw a big sign that said, the terrible Tabasco will pay 10,000 pestardos to anyone fighting El Gorito, the ferocious bull.
You are going to fight the bull for me, El Kabong?
I am?
I knew you would.
And the next thing I knew, I was in the middle of the bull ring. And I said, hold on there. How'd I get in this here bull ring with a bull? I'm not bullfighting any bull.
But the bull was bullfighting you. Yes, Quickstraw?
Sure enough. There he was, all righty-dee-dee-doo. That great big bull charging right for me. Good luck, bull. I'm getting out of here, too. But right there, I passed that old villain Tabasco in the stands.
Hey, what kind of bullfighting you call that?
I was gonna tire him out first. That's what kind. Unless he tired me out first. 'Cause that beast just kept coming. His big sharp horns getting closer and closer and closer.
Ouch!
Ooh, that's pointy.
Bullseye, bull!
And it was, too. Right where it smarts the smartingest. Help! Baba boy! Help! That bull kept a-coming right after me. It was then that I grabbed my kabonger. That's my guitar, you know. The old bull skidded to a stop. And I started singing as only I can sing.
That's for sure.
Oh, I have not slept in 20 days. I should look an awful sight. But it does not bother me at all, 'cause I always sleep at night. And what do you think the bull said?
I can guess, I think, after that singing.
Oh, no, no. No, 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 no. The bull ran away, but so did El Tabasco with the money. Oh, no, he don't. Kabong!
He's dangerous.
What did El Tabasco do after you kabonged him, Quickstraw?
He ran off, leaving the money behind him.
Thank you, El Kabong. And may I see the handsome face behind the mask of my hero, El Kabong?
It is handsome, in a rugged sort of way, ma'am. Here comes the mask off, ma'am.
Ow! Wait, Tabasco! Wait for me!
She screams pretty good.
But what's she running away for? What's wrong with her, Baba?
I think maybe El Kabong strikes out again. Yes, no? See, that was a good story, El Kabong. I mean, Quickstraw. If you just didn't take off the mask, you might have won the beautiful senorita.
I guess I was too handsome for her. Well, we hope all you little old buckaroos out there had a good time listening to our stories. But we have to be moseying on down the trail now.
See, and don't forget to mind your mamas and papas, muchachos.
And don't forget to watch for the next adventures of